not 100% necessary, and as you can see, there is one too many there, just kind of circling around the other probes. Now, he does manage to stop it before any zealots get out. As we can see, there's one zealot that is very, very close to being done, and another zealot that's only about halfway done. Now, one thing that he does not do, as you can see by this ghost pylon here, Blue is bringing out another probe. He is going to build more pylons there in order to get the zealot rush back up and running. But as you can see, the harvester advantage still in Red's favor, because Blue is continuing to skip probes right now. Actually, he's supply blocked because the pylons were all killed from by Red. And look, Red is going to see this probe come up into his base. He does have one zealot out already, and chrono boosting a second zealot out, which is perfect. That's exactly what you need to do. But look, he actually pulls the zealot off. I don't know if the zealot just naturally ran away or if he actually pulled it off to try to go to attack, but you need to absolutely stop these extra pylons from getting down. And it looks like there's another zealot coming over here, but 3 pylons building at this point. And these probes and one zealot is not going to be enough. If he had another zealot up here, he might be able to actually take these pylons down quick enough. But look, these probes aren't even attacking right now, and all 3 of these pylons go up, and this first zealot is going to finish. Now, another thing to note is that as this first zealot comes out, he might actually be able to hold off this zealot rush if he had 2 zealots here to attack this first zealot before the second one got finished. But since his other zealot is actually on his way to the blue player's base in order to do some counterattacking, it's not going to be able to do anything. So it looks like he is going to take on this one zealot 1v1, which fine, 1v1, you'll pretty much take down the zealot and those probes can finish it off. But the problem, of course, is that there are 2 gateways here, so second zealot coming out already, and this first zealot is very, very low on HP, and now these probes are going to start dying immediately to this other zealot here, and there is only 1 probe left here. Going to try to defend. Another zealot coming out, but already you can see 2 more zealots nearly finished for Protector, and at this point the game is all but over because there is not nearly enough going on for the red player Swayze right now. And another thing to note right now, I'm going to pause one more time, is look in the top right here. We see there are 360 minerals for the red player right now. Now, when you are in this position, and look, he has even gotten his zealot up in there. He did some damage. There are only 5 harvesters for blue right now. So he has done a ton of damage to his economy, and he was already up to 17 harvesters. So he now has a 12 harvester lead on the blue Protoss player right now, but he has absolutely no units to defend against this. If he had used this money up here, this 360 minerals, he's already got a second gateway going down. If he would have used this money up here to throw down a forge in 1 cannon, I think he could have held this off easily because he could have used his probes to protect the cannon while it was building, and of course he is building more zealots, so he could have actually gotten some units out in time, and for some reason actually pulling off all of his probes here. I don't know why he's doing this, because probes are absolutely god-awful against these zealots. And as you can see, just pretty much all of them going down. 1 zealot does get taken out. Another one gets quite low, and finally here comes the forge, but it is way too little too late. Another zealot is coming out right now, but at this point the harvester count has been pretty much evened up. There's only 1 harvester advantage for red right now, and after losing that many harvesters, and he is so far behind on his zealot production, he is just not going to be able to keep up in order to hold this off. And as you can see, continuing to try to get out harvesters, he does still have a little bit of extra money and trying to get that forge up so that he can get a cannon. But as you can see, that forge is going to go down very, very quickly. And look at this, red, even as you can see right there, he had that forge up for probably you know, maybe 5-10 seconds, possibly. Well, probably not 10 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. But he just built another probe, and he's got zealots coming out. He actually would have had enough money if he would have canceled one of his probes or zealots to throw down a cannon here immediately. And then if he can just stall for a few seconds while that cannon warps in, this is a completely different game. But he loses the forge before he's able to build one, and this 1 zealot coming out, not even being microed at all, going to be able to be taken down very, very quickly, and chrono boost on a gateway even though it's not producing zealots. Here comes another zealot here, which of course will not be able to do anything because there are too many zealots here. He does manage to take out 1 zealot actually here, it looks like, but these zealots are, I mean, despite the fact that there's a little bit of miss micro there by blue, red is still not going to be able to do anything. This first gateway going down, and the second one will follow shortly as he does not have any more money, and for whatever reason his red probe is running around the map trying to find something else on the map, I guess, here. But yeah, as you can see, the zealots just starting to build up for blue here. Protector just overrunning Swayze's base, and he is taking down his last gateway. There's nothing that Swayze can do about this anymore. Now, just to recap a couple of the things that Shwayze did wrong in holding off this particular rush. First of all, when he saw that the rush was coming, he came over here and scouted immediately after seeing there was nothing in Blue's base, which is perfect. That's exactly what you need to do. And apparently Shwayze trying to get a Nexus up over here, but that's not going to matter. But anyways, he immediately comes over and scouts. That's exactly what you need to do if you spot that there's no tech in your enemy's base. Immediately start scouting in your base, around your base, find out where those proxy buildings are and what they are. That way you can react accordingly. The problem is, when he spotted those, he did not react. He basically kept building his probes, kept his one gateway for a while, started cranking zealots out of one gateway, tried to take out the pylons, and he actually managed to take out the pylons with his probes. But when that second probe came up and started building pylons again, he didn't have what he needed to deal with it. And I'm not saying that he could have necessarily stopped these extra pylons from being built, but he did take a lot of his probes off to try to kill the pylons, but he did not build an additional gateway. He did not build a forge. He didn't build anything to help him in defending this. In 2 gates versus 1, as I mentioned earlier, it's very simple math. Protector's obviously going to have more zealots in that situation. And there was actually a pretty big probe advantage for Shwayze. At one time we saw it was 12 probes. Even after he sent that one zealot down to counterattack, he got Protector down to 5 probes, but he never actually increased his defensive potential. He never built a forge. He never built that gateway. He didn't even build a cybernetics core to try to get out some stalkers. Now, if he would have gotten out a stalker, he could have even used that if he would have microed in order to defend against those zealots. I don't think I would go in favor of that because he didn't even have his gas up and running, so there's a little bit more work to get those stalkers out. But the extra gateway or the forge would have been his 2 best options, but both of those tech buildings, as we saw, were so delayed that he wasn't able to get anything out in time to defend against those blue zealots. So basically, those are the items that you need to do. As we saw, Shwayze started off pretty good, getting that initial scouting and taking down the initial pylons, but he did not respond accordingly after that. So that is eventually what cost him the game, and he, lost to Protector, obviously, in this PvP matchup. So anyways, that's our first Wacky Wednesday. Thanks, guys, for watching a lot. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this every week, so keep those replays coming. If you guys have any replays or if you find any replays even of other players, feel free to submit those. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to look up the guy that sent me this. I am so sorry. I will give you a shout out in the description on this video because I'll go and find out who sent me this. But I do apologize for not remembering your name right off the bat here. But definitely keep sending me those replays, guys. I'm going to be doing the next one, obviously, next Wednesday, and I'll be uploading that for everybody to check out. And, of course, I will be more on top of my game as far as knowing who actually sent me the replay so I can give you guys some props for that. Also, 2 other quick announcements here is that I have a Twitter page and a Facebook fan page that are going to be going up here shortly. I will post news on those when I release new videos. It will also have generic StarCraft 2 news as far as stuff from the GSL, patches that are up and coming, stuff like that. And then also if I host any additional tournaments or giveaways or contests or anything like that in the future, I'll post information about that stuff on there as well. And I actually have some help with that. His name currently is Adrian on YouTube, although apparently he's starting a new YouTube channel. I'll definitely make sure I get a link to that in my channel as well to give him some props for helping me out. So thank you very much to him, and I will see you guys on the next time. And thank you for sending these replays in. I look forward to seeing what you guys send me in for next week. GG.